Hey, welcome to 1 hour of yoga. It'll be flow power, whatever you're going for today. And if you need a gentle hatha, you can turn this class into that as well. So for those of you that know me well, you know that you can, well, you're in your own space, likely, so you can do whatever you'd like. Or you can follow right along. So you can come to a tall seat or into child's pose or down dog, wherever you'd like to begin your class today. Maybe close your eyes or find one gaze point. And start to notice your breath. No need to make it elongated or begin your ujjayi yet. But just notice, bring your awareness to your breath, where you feel it, to begin to ground you in the present moment. I won't bring in a specific theme for class today, but as you're following your breath, you may notice that physical sensation comes up that needs your attention, or persistent thoughts that need your attention. Or maybe you have boundless energy and you just want to fly or play with your edge, or alternatively, back off and slow down. So whatever you're noticing as you're focusing on your breath, perhaps set an intention around that. And you can continue to check in with that intention through your class, maybe every time you meet in down dog. And if you're not already in down dog, you can make your way there. And now you can start to bring in a conscious ujjayi, breathing in and out through your nostrils, making your breath audible, like the sound of the ocean. And as you're in your down dog, press into your hands. That has the effect of aligning all the way from your fingers to your hips. From down dog, shift forward to high plank, hold here. Take an inhale. Exhale, bend your elbows and slowly lower all the way down to your mat. Untuck your toes. Bring your fingertips off of your mat for finger stand cobra. Inhale, pressing all 10 toenails down and lifting your inner thighs. Rise up. Breathe here. Take an inhale. Exhale, lower your right cheek and shoulder to your mat. Inhale, rise center. Exhale, lower your left cheek and shoulder. Inhale, center. Exhale, right. Inhale, center. Exhale, left. Inhale, center. Exhale, release center. Tuck your toes, either through high plank or child's pose. Press your way back to downward facing dog. From down dog, walk your hands to the back of your mat for a forward fold. Your feet can be hip distance or wider. I like to bend my knees so I can really release my back and hang. You can hold your elbows, clasp your hands at your low back. You can walk fingertips to one corner of your mat or one side of your mat and the other. It's your choice how you spend this forward fold. Walk yourself back to down dog. And so if you have tight hamstrings or there's something that is feeling amazing about being in a forward fold or any of the other postures and you want to hold them longer, you stay. Alternatively, if I'm not giving you enough, add on. You can add in push-ups, high plank holds, arm balances, handstands, etc. From down dog, inhale your right leg to the sky. Exhale, step your right foot to your right hand. Bring your back knee down. Rise up for low lunge. And work to find the balance in your body between how much you sink your hips forward and down and how much you pull your right heel towards center and your left knee towards center. So for somebody like me who's quite open, I need to work the stability and the strengthening. For somebody who's tighter, you may want to sink forward and down. And if you're a bit closer to balance, you're going to want a bit of both. Tuck your back toes if you're not. Take an inhale here. On your exhale, you are going to bow your chest to your thigh, lift your back knee, and reach your arms back. So work to have a long spine here, all the way from your head, reaching in a straight line to your back heel. Rise up for high lunge. Take an inhale in high lunge. Exhale, warrior two. Take your time. So I'm setting you up for a sun salutation. We'll get into it slowly. As you can tell from me, I've got to figure out and find my balance in this. So you've got time to do that as well. So set your stable base for warrior two. Then move into exalted warrior two. Take an inhale. Exhale, windmill your hands to your mat. Step back to high plank. Take an inhale in your push-up. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale for up dog. You can also take cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. And when you get back to dog, here's your check-in point. Every time you make it back, your intention, and maybe your intention changes, maybe your energy lowers or increases. Inhale your left leg to the sky. Exhale, step your left foot to your left hand. Bring your back knee down. Low lunge. Inhale, reach your arms up. And if you hear kids, there are some kids upstairs playing, so you may hear some background noise. I'll give you a playlist to drown their sounds out if you want. Sometimes their sounds are fun. Sometimes we need to focus on something else. Take an inhale here. Exhale, bow your chest to your thigh. Lift your back knee up and arms reach back. So work, I don't know if you noticed if you're watching, but my chest was a bit low. So if you've got, I've got a mirror because I got the video, but you want to work a straight line. Inhale, high lunge, reach your arms up. Now your torso is vertical when it was just at an angle. Take an inhale. Exhale, warrior two. Take your time to set up. Because in high lunge, everything's facing forward. In warrior two, you're now facing the side. Exalted warrior two. Keep bending into your left knee, pressing your left knee over your second toe. Take an inhale. Exhale, windmill your hands to your mat. Step back, chaturanga, long push-up. Bent elbows. Inhale, cobra up dog. Exhale, down dog. And so part of this practice and this warm-up is to go with the flow and to be willing to fall and fail. Your balance may be off. You may fall over. That's okay. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, step, hop, crow pose, handstand to the top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise to stand, reach up. Exhale, fold to your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, chaturanga, low push-up. Inhale, cobra, up dog. Exhale, down dog. So we'll do that with 1 breath per movement. You're welcome to skip vinyasas or add on if you'd like. Inhale your right leg to the sky. Exhale, step your right foot to your right hand. Bring your back knee down. Inhale, reach your arms up. Exhale, bow chest to thighs, sweep arms back. Inhale, rise up, high lunge. Exhale, warrior 2. Inhale, exalted warrior 2. Exhale, windmill your hands to your mat, step back, chaturanga. Inhale, cobra, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, left leg lifts. Exhale, left foot to left hand. Bring your back knee down. Inhale, low lunge. Exhale, bow chest to thighs, sweep arms back. Inhale, high lunge. Exhale, warrior 2. Inhale, exalted warrior 2. Exhale, hands to your mat. Step back, chaturanga. Inhale, cobra, up dog. Exhale, down dog. You've got a few breaths to check in with what you need, to play, to rest, to flow. And also, if you haven't already started playing music, you're welcome to do that now. Sometimes I like to wait until after the sun salutations are done so you can get into a rhythm of flowing with breath. And then bring in music. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, step, hop, handstand to the top of your mat. Halfway lift as you arrive. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise to stand, reach up. Exhale, fold to your mat. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, chaturanga, low push-up. Inhale for your back bend. Exhale, down dog. We're going to do one more like that. Inhale your right leg to the sky. Exhale, right foot to right hand, back knee down. Inhale, low lunge. Exhale, bow, sweeping arms back, lifting back knee. Inhale, high lunge. Exhale, warrior 2. Inhale, exalted warrior 2. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, your back bend. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, left leg lifts. Exhale, left foot to left hand, back knee down. Inhale, arms reach up. Exhale, bow chest, sweep arms back, lift back knee. Inhale, reach up, high lunge. Exhale, warrior 2. Inhale, exalted warrior 2. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, cobra, up dog. Exhale, down dog. We've got a few breaths here. From down dog. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, step, hop, handstand to the top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise to stand, reach up. Exhale, fold to your mat. Halfway lift, inhale. Chaturanga, low push up. Exhale. Inhale, back bend. Exhale, down dog. Inhale your right leg to the sky. We're moving on. Exhale, step your right foot to your right hand. Bring your back knee down for low lunge. Inhale, reach your arms up. We're gonna do some arm circles. So find that the amount that you need of pulling to center, sinking forward, then take an inhale here. Exhale, reach your arms as far back as you can, work your range. Inhale, reach your arms up, so full circles. Exhale, back. Inhale, forward and up. Exhale, back. Inhale, forward and up. Two more. Exhale, back. Inhale, forward and up. Exhale, back. Inhale, forward and up. Bring your right hand to your right thigh. Bending your back leg, reach around, left hand to left foot. And here as well, you play with how much you pull your hips back and heel forward to how much you sink your hips forward and down. Work on that in your body. And for those of you, if you have your heel quite close to your sit bone, you can play with turning your fingertips around, and then everybody, as much as is possible, square your shoulders to the front of your mat. Work your breath. If you'd like to lift your right arm up, you're welcome to. Or reach it to your back foot, etc. Release, downward facing dog. From here, make sure your hands are shoulder distance and bring your forearms down to your mat. And notice, so you can have your shoulders over your elbows. What I want you to do is press your chest back towards your thighs. You can look between your feet, working a shoulder stretch here. And then we're gonna play a little. So we're gonna work from here, dolphin, into chaturanga. So you're gonna lift your elbows and shoot forward. Or another cue that might work is you wanna lift your elbows and keep them bent. I'll do it slowly here. You keep them bent. You land your shoulders in front of your hands, elbows over your wrists. Into chaturanga, and then inhale, up dog, or cobra. Exhale, down dog. I love that transition. Nico Luce taught it to me. It's a nice way to transition from dolphin back into down dog in a graceful way. Inhale your left leg to the sky. Exhale, step your left foot to your left hand. Bring your back knee down. Arms reach up. Take an inhale. Exhale, circles. Reach your arms back. Inhale, forward and up. Exhale, back. Inhale, forward and up. Exhale, back. Inhale, forward and up. Two more. Exhale, back. Inhale, forward and up. Exhale, back. Inhale, forward and up. This time, thigh stretch, left hand to left thigh, bending your back leg. Pull your left heel towards your sit bone while pulling your hips either back towards your heel, or you can sink them forward and down, or find somewhere in between. Release, down dog. We're going to do the same thing as the other side. Bring your forearms to the mat. You can do one at a time, or you can work both at the same time. Once they're down, press your chest back, look back. Take an inhale in dolphin pose. Exhale, lift your elbows, keeping your arms bent, shoot forward, chaturanga. Inhale, your back bend. Exhale, down dog. So that one can be tricky. It might take a few tries. So you go for it. If you need a few tries, go for it. From down dog, inhale your right leg to the sky. Exhale, step your right foot to your right hand. Lift up your back heel, rise up, high lunge. Bring your left elbow into a bent state. That was a funny way to say it. Right hand to left elbow. So shoulder stretch. You can hold it here. If you have a full bind, I do today, you're welcome to bring it in. As well, if you'd like to bring it into the side bend, you can. Bring your torso upright if you're in a side bend, and now bend your left knee to hover off of the earth. If you don't have that much oomph, keep in a high lunge or lower all the way to low lunge. And if you love it, stay longer. Release, Hanumanasana splits. Start straightening out your right leg, maybe walking your left toes back, your right foot forward. Hanumanasana. And if you can get all the way into Hanuman, you can bring it into a forward fold. You can also bring it into a back bend, reaching left arm for your left leg, right arm up, or into a thigh stretch, bending your left knee like you did in your low lunge. All right, downward facing dog. You can take a traditional vinyasa. If you'd like to take the vinyasa that we did in the first set, I call it Dolphin Vinyasa. You can try that, lower your forearms down, press your chest back in dolphin pose. Take an inhale. Exhale, lift your elbows, shoot forward, chaturanga. Inhale, cobra, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Inhale your left leg to the sky. Exhale, left foot to left hand. If you keep your back heel lifted over top of your back toes, it gives you more to root into the ground with. And then rise up, high lunge. And then you can bring in that shoulder stretch, this time bending your right elbow, either left hand to right elbow, or a full bind. You can add a side stretch. But if you get deeper into your shoulders without the side stretch, you can just do one or the other, depending on what you need more of. Lift your torso upright. You can keep your shoulder stretch and bend your right knee to hover off the earth. So remember, you can skip this or hold it longer. And then bring your right knee all the way down. Release your hands. Hanumanasana splits. So in your Hanuman, if you've got full, okay. If you take those variations. If you don't, options are Ardha, half, back hips over back, or hips over back knee. You fold over your leg. My preference is to bring blocks, if you don't have full, place them beside your hips and lower that way, because that way, not only do you get a stretch for the back of your left leg, but the front of your right hip as well. And if you're pretty close to the ground, you may be able to place a block under your left hip so it can be more of a stretch, more releasing, less holding on. If you've got your hands down, you're holding on a lot. All right, if you've got any props, you can move them to the side. We'll meet in downward facing dog. We'll check in here. How are you doing? What do you need more or less of so that you can balance out through this practice? If you would like a traditional vinyasa, you can bring that. If you would like the Dolphin Vinyasa, release your forearms to the mat. Press your chest back, look back. Take an inhale. Exhale, Chaturanga. Lift your elbows, shoot forward. Inhale, Cobra Up Dog. Exhale, Down Dog. Inhale your right leg to the sky. Exhale, right foot to right hand. Set your base for high lunge. So if you wanted to take that Kiwi beam on the last side, back heel lift over your toes, root through your big toe mound and your pinky toe mound, and then rise up. Bring your hands to prayer in front of your chest. Take an inhale here. Exhale, twist to the right. Bring your left elbow to your outer right thigh. I'm going to change my, you hold it, but I'm just going to face you so you can see where we're going. So from your twist, you're going to look to the earth in front of your right foot. You're going to press off your back toes and float your left leg in the sky. Slowly step your left foot to touch your right so you're in chair twist. I don't know if you all heard that. Siri, I guess when I said I'm going to change orientation, Siri came and told me we're at my location. That's funny. Stop, Siri. So you're in chair twist here. From chair twist, you're going to come into a squat. Lower your hips, lift your heels. So you're in a squat. You can stay here. If you want to arm balance, you can plant your hands. So like high 10, either facing the front of the room, which is going to be less of a twist, but more arm strength here, or place your hands to the side of the room or your mat, and then lift your hips out. You need to make a ledge with your arms so that you have something to place your legs onto. When you're done arm balancing, you're going to come back into your squat. We're going to go back the same way we came. So press your heels down, lift your hips up, look to the earth, and slowly start to de-weight your left leg and step it back to a lunge twist. You hold it just for a breath. Inhale, stay, exhale. On your inhale, unwind, plant your hands, step your right leg back into three-legged dog. Right leg backing up. Stack your right hip on your left. You can take some hip circles if that feels good, or you can hold it here. I sometimes like to have a straight leg in three-legged dog. I find a different stretch that way. Eventually release back to downward facing dog. Inhale, forward high plank. Exhale, Chaturanga. Inhale, Cobra Up Dog. Exhale, Down Dog. Inhale your left leg to the sky. Exhale, step your left foot to your left hand. Set your base for high lunge. Inhale to rise. And if you notice my high lunge, see how my front leg is at quite an angle? Some days, if I want to feel it, I sink a little bit deeper. Got to walk your front leg forward or back leg back. Bring hands to prayer. Take an inhale. Exhale, twist to the left, right elbow to outer left thigh. And you press. So in this case, press your right arm into your left leg. Look to the earth in front of your left foot. Keeping your twist. You're going to press off your back toes and lift it up. This is a place where if you haven't done this before, you might fall out. All good. Try again. Come back in. Build that pathway in your brain, that body awareness. Step into chair twist. Both feet touching. This time, actually same as the other time, you're going to lift your heels, lower your hips, and then plant your hands either facing the side of your mat or the front of your mat. You lift your hips enough, start bending your elbows to make a ledge, and lean into your hands, de-weighting your feet. When you're done, keep there. If you want to play longer, come back into your squat, hands into prayer twist, heels down, hips lift, look to the earth. Start de-weighting your right foot, working your balance, step back to high lunge twist, full cycle of breath, inhale, stay, exhale, inhale, unwind, plant hands, three-legged dog, free up your hip, open it up, and let knee crack. I like to use this wall behind me. I can find a deeper stretch in my outer left hip. And you kind of three-legged dog, stacking hips, opening it up, is on the table. Release to down dog when you're ready. If you would like to flow, flow. If you would like to play or rest, do that. From down dog, inhale your right leg to the sky. Exhale, step your right foot to your right hand. Set your base for warrior one. So your hips are forward facing. Your back heel is down. Your back foot's at about a 45-degree angle. Mine's a bit closer to the top of my mat. You play with your distance, also how far your feet can be in heel-to-heel alignment or hip distance. Rise up for warrior one. Any arm variation, so whether your arms are shoulder distance and parallel, or some people like to bring their hands to prayer above their head and look up to their hands, your call. Release your hands to clasp at your low back. You can work with bent elbows and knuckles in low back, pressing your chest open that way. You can also work arms to straight, pressing the heel of your palms together. Continue bending into your right knee, opening your chest up in whatever way feels good. Take an inhale here. Exhale, start to straighten your right leg, bow your chest over your right leg, lift your knuckles towards the ceiling. And if keeping your hands lifted does not support your stretch, like if you have quite tight hamstrings, release your hands. And if they don't touch down, bend your right knee enough to get them to touch down your hands, or you could use blocks. Because if your hands are lifted, you can even play with this if you want to feel it. You're building strength. If your hands are down, you're working stretch. So two options now. You can stay here in pyramid pose, Parsvottanasana, or you can work revolved triangle. Your left hand can stay underneath your left shoulder, or it can plant outside your right foot. Bring your right hand to your low back. Twist your torso over to the right. If it feels good, I actually like to grab my left hip and grab on to twist deeper. But if you'd like to lift your right arm up to the sky, that's an option. This can also be a bind. Full cycle of breath. Inhale. Stay, exhale. Inhale, unwind, plant hands, three-legged dog, stack hips. And you can either hold it here, circle it, or if you'd like to flip it, lift your left heel, release your right foot off of your mat, compress your hips and chest up. You can also play with floating your right leg, so you got your left foot at about a 45-degree angle, facing the back left corner of your mat, and then play with lifting your right knee, play with your balance into the sky, chest up, maybe you straighten your right leg. It can be like a Vashisthasana, facing up. Release when you're ready. We'll meet in down dog. And check in. Do you need some movement, some play, some stillness, some loud exhales, some shake it out or dance it out? From down dog, inhale your left leg to the sky. Exhale, left foot to left hand. Set your base for warrior one. Take your time, especially if you're building new habits. If you realize that something hasn't been working, it takes a lot of intention and repetition. Rise up for warrior one. You can also work to adjust your base once you're up, just to check in if that's working. Then you bring in your arms. Release your hands to clasp at your low back again, but this time take the opposite weave of your fingers. So other knuckles in low back, arms to straight, pressing heel of palms together, your variation. Take an inhale here. Exhale, start straightening out your left leg. Keep a tiny bend in your left knee, especially if you like to lock out your joints, just so you're not sinking into your joints. And bow forward. The reason you don't want to sink into your joints is because your joints won't come back. They can't tighten, so you don't want them to loosen to a point of injury. And so whether you keep your hands clasped or you release them is your call. You can stay here, or you can move into revolved triangle, right hand either underneath your shoulder or outside your left foot. Bring your left hand to your low back or opposite right hip. And then if you notice my left hip is forward, spin it back. Yeah, so pull your left hip away from your right armpit. Pull it to the back of your mat. Maybe you reach your left arm up to the sky, maybe not. Full cycle of breath. Inhale. Stay, exhale. Inhale, unwind. Plant hands. Three-legged dog. Stack hips. And if you flipped it on the other side, or you didn't, if you want to flip your dog here, flip your dog here. Lift your right heel high, and then you spin it out over to the left. Your left foot can come down, or it can float. Or you can go into full wheel pose if that's part of your practice. When you're ready, bring it back. Downward facing dog. Be still or flow or play. From down dog, inhale your right leg to the sky. Exhale, step your right foot between your hands. Set your base for warrior two. Inhale to rise. And so the same thing goes here, like in that high lunge where my leg was at an angle. If you're kind of not feeling super high energy, you're only part-time warrior right now, your right leg can be at a bit of an angle. If you're feeling like you want to play with your edge, right leg parallel, you can also, it's like I want to play with my edge, but I don't have tons of energy, come into a triangle, and then back in, as many times as you need. For extended side angle, reach your right arm forward, forearm to thigh, and left arm beside your ear is option one. This can also work into a bind, could be bird of paradise, Vishvamutrasana, what else? A bound triangle. You can play if you want. And if you're like, nope, I'm good. Steady and stable here, be steady and stable here. Exalted Triangle. Press off your right foot, straighten your right leg, right arm up and back into a nice side bend. I want this to feel good. For balance, you really want to root into all four corners of your right foot. And now feel this length in your right side. And I want you to bring that into triangle pose. So as you rise up, press your right hip back, reach your right arm forward. Sometimes, if I'm really working the length in my right side, I'll just hold it here. Actually, I usually bring my left arm behind me, grab the front of my right leg, and help by pulling my right hip back and reaching my right hand to the top corner of the room. And then I like to lower my right hand and work more into my left side. So then when I start lowering my right hand, I start feeling, instead of working as much core on my right side and all around, I start feeling into my stretch. And for me, the stretch is in the back of my left hip. Take an inhale. Exhale, release, lizard pose. Hands inside your right foot. Walk your right foot out of it. Lift up your back heel. Any kind of hip stretch. I'll cue this specific type. So back heel lifted, back knee lifted, hips high, and you bow your chest low. You can bring your right hand behind your right ankle and press your right hand into your right ankle to get as much of your right shoulder behind your right leg as you can. You can also tent fingers off of your mat. Continue pressing right arm into right leg or bind behind your low back. You stay here another few reps, or if you want to arm balance for Kundi V, Kundanyasana V, Ekapada, Kundanyasana V. Plant your hands shoulder distance. Yeah, make sure that your hands are under your shoulders. Back knee lifted, right arm, I'll actually face you to do this. Right arm to right upper leg, lift your right foot, bend your elbows. I like to get my elbow underneath my ribs. Notice how it's not out, it's under, and then I can tip forward. You hold that as long as you like. Eventually, you can move into your vinyasa or flop onto the ground. We'll meet in down dog or child's pose. You've got a couple of breaths to find center. From down dog. Inhale your left leg to the sky. Exhale, step your left foot between your hands. Spin your back heel down parallel to the short edge of your mat for warrior two. Then rise up. For extended side angle, reach your left arm forward, forearm to thigh, right arm beside your ear. And I want you to feel your left hip spiraling underneath you. And if you can't tell, you can use a mirror, ask somebody. I want you to imagine being able to squish yourself between two pieces of glass so that the glass would touch the whole front part of your body and the other piece, the whole back, so it wouldn't just hit your back left hip. Exalted Triangle, rooting into all four corners of your left foot. Press into it, straighten your left leg, keep a tiny bend in it. I don't know if you can see this, but with my left knee, this is totally locked out. I'm sinking into my joints. There's not a lot of muscular effort. There's a tiny bend here. So for me, because I lock out my joints, I gotta maintain a tiny little bend in my left knee so I don't hyperextend and stress my joints, tendons, ligaments. For triangle pose, feeling the length in your left side. Rise up, keeping the length in your left side. So that's where I like to bring my right hand around my back, the front of my left hip, to keep pulling that side back as I reach my left hand far and away. But you can take any variation that you want. And then I lower my left hand and work into my right side here. Take an inhale in triangle. Exhale, lizard pose. Release your hands inside your left leg. Maybe walk out your left foot, lift up your right heel. So keeping your hips high, start bowing your chest forward. Listen to your body, don't force it, go at its pace. Maybe left hand behind left ankle. Maybe you explore farther, but don't push it. There's no need. But also, if you're quite flexible and you're holding back because your teacher hasn't cued a variation that you need, in my classes at least, go for it. I also don't want you to hold back. I don't want you to push or hold back if it's not in your best interest, whether physically, emotionally, or spiritually. Focus on breath. So either you hold your lizard pose and hip stretch another few breaths, or if you'd like Vinyasa, plant hands shoulder distance, back knee lifted, left knee to left upper arm, lift your left foot, bend your elbows. That's when I straighten my left leg. And then you Press off. Eventually, we'll meet in down dog. But if you'd rather do something else, do it. If you would like one more vinyasa, take one more vinyasa. Or one more little bit of fling time, although we are doing some back bends, so you can play there as well. From down dog, shift forward to high plank. If you still have lots of energy, bring in some push-ups or arm balances. Otherwise, take an inhale. Exhale as slowly as you'd like. Lower all the way onto your belly. Plant your hands beside your hips, face down. Bring your forehead down to your mat. Feel all 10 toenails pressing down and your inner thighs lifting. Keeping your toes down for the first variation. Inhale, lift chest, arms, head. Keep pressing your toenails into the ground, into your mat, inner thighs lifting. Take an inhale. Exhale, release. You can bring one ear to the mat, or if you'd like a push up between sides, inhale to rise. Exhale to lower. Next set. Same thing, except this time you're going to lift your legs as well. So with your forehead on your mat, on your next inhale, lift everything up. Your feet can be together or hip distance, just not wider than hip distance. Take an inhale. Exhale, same thing. Either you bring one ear to the mat, you do a push-up. I like to bring my forehead onto my wrists. You can shake your hips a bit if you're not doing the push-up. Next, back bend. Bend your knees. Again, your legs don't go farther than hip distance. Reach around, grab onto your feet, and bring your head back down. This variation, you're going to leave your thighs on your mat. Inhale here. Exhale, press your feet away, lifting your chest up. You can flex your feet, I find it's easier to hold on. So your thighs stay down. And you just press your feet away, which lifts your chest up. Take an inhale. Exhale, release, same thing. One ear down, forehead down, or push up, or push-ups. And then last one here. You're going to set up the same way. We're going to do full bow pose. So bend your knees, grab your feet, flex your feet, forehead down. On an inhale, lift everything but your torso up. So your thighs lift this time too. Take an inhale. Exhale, release. Roll over onto your back. Just one brief bridge or wheel. Plant your feet hip distance, parallel, and you can touch your heels with your fingertips. Press into your feet, lift your hips up, bridge or wheel. If you're in bridge, you can roll your shoulders underneath you, clasp your hands. Take an inhale. Exhale, release. Extend your left leg long on your mat. Shift your hips over to the right. Lift your knee to your chest. And then bring your knee over to the left for a spinal twist. Reaching your right arm out and looking over your right shoulder. Switch sides when you're ready. Right leg long, hips over the left, left knee lifts and comes over to the right. Come back to center. A brief happy baby, or you can take Viparita Karani and shake it out, or you can hug your knees into your chest. Just something neutralizing, centering. And then find Shavasana. Lay your feet out, palms face up. You can take up as much real estate as you have. Maybe take a full deep inhale. Then exhale. Sigh it out. Let go of your effort. You can imagine your skin and muscles sinking and falling away from your bones. You can let go of your conscious breath. Let go of any tension that you hold in your face or in your body. And even let your thoughts sink into the earth. Let yourself rest. If you have the ability to stay longer, and it feels right, feel free to stay. If you're ready to start coming back, begin to deepen your breath. And bring some movement into your body to wake it up. And then either by rolling to one side for a few breaths, or by rocking up to a seated position. Eventually find seated with your eyes closed. And once you land, just focus on breath. Bring your hands to prayer. And before you get up and off of your mat into the rest of your day, check in. How are you feeling? What are you feeling?
notice. And know that you have this ability to just pause, focus on breath, and notice anytime you need it. And the more that you do it, the easier it gets to drop into it, the easier it gets to remember. And the more peace and calm we can find in our day-to-day lives. Thank you for sharing practice. I hope you have some beautiful moments today. Namaste. If you have any questions, feel free to message me. Have a great one.